Yo abusia ye da foforo na time with Maame Grace Jumedie na ye san air fire to us last week ne de na afa de nkrofo questions no adoso about hell a nkrofo beko ene omo beko heaven say ye chirechire mu na wu na ene no ye ba be yi question ano a questions nkrofo tai bi sapa eba na heaven asem a eno na ene mi be yi ni nyina ano enti ye topic ni ye hell versus your mind. I part 2 of hell doctrine na ye no last week no. Na me no beko stages bebre mu be 7 different stages. Said ya nsema nkrofo tai bisa no. Baako 7 na mafa a ene no me pese mi yi ni nyina ano. And the question edi kan no, are there different levels of hell? Nkrofo tai kan say heaven no ye wo mu nchichemu said ye bi mu so say hell eno so ye wo mu nchichemu no nti ye pese e bisa say hell no wo different levels ebe punish bone ahodo ana, like are there different levels of hell to punish different sin ana sins eno na ye di kan ebe hwe no na wi a na fe ya be hwe question 2 is purgatory an alternative to hell? And then the second question I yebeshe, afi yebeshe the third question, does God enjoy the suffering of sinners? Onyankopon ne nije obonefo ne bre ho ana. Afi ni aba behwe question 4, will many people go to hell? Nkrofo bebrebe ne beko hell ana. Number 5, what is the universalism of ascension? Yebeshe no so questions and crofobisa mi be yi no. Number 6, where is hell located? Hell ankasa ewo hi eno no so yebeshe na nda ye hu ba bi ewo se wo mpa na se a na se wo betweja to machine na de abaye no waye no. Na afi number 7 the last one, is hell a party? Niama me beka no enne no ana nsem a nsembusa hodo a etai ba mepono so a me be yi ano efa hell ho no eno na mabobo so a me de a kire wi. Yo abusua me ma wakwa ababiom e de ba time with Maame Grace Jumedie so. This is a continuation of the episode from last week when we explored the doctrines of hell and how the church and Christian writers have used these doctrines to control our minds. Senye hell and nkrofo beko pa akamji ndi so obi abekọ asori bebrebe nyinara baby ba akuntia enunti na sese yetumi hwem ye minim se ne awodwen. When someone dies in Africa, the church insists on being part of the final funeral rites. Asori ne na mbe gwa ma besie na omu nyina wo cemeteries omu sie nipa wo obi onko asori kura omu sie nipa wo baabi na nkrofo obi ono so nkwa asori ayesie no omu sofi keke asori fo no so mu fa amomu cause nipa na omu sie ni ye unbeliever so obi wu abusuam a asofo no se omu so omu kan nipa ni sie ye no ehu bi. Preachers use funerals to promote hellfire theories and do altar calls to scare people into surrendering. Ayi ase obi ewu nu kro ma kwaye altar call. There's no chance to lose business. Obi ayi asakura no ayi omoji offering it 3 times, not last one no omodi ama abusuafo no ada Yesu beba ampa say Yesu ba ampa no wonder say yes you start hwenkrofo wa sorry dem mo say that me na me supply ni canes na say me supply Jesus the canes a o hwe canes ben de a che nsuo mu na awo no e mema ode ahwemoto sebe e chen say de nkramofo de say dade e betete sebe omutu mu no mema ode ahwemo papa after one magic offering 3 no no mo de baako e de ama ayi ebusuafo na omu nipa ewu no mutumi the dead body ni kosi asori dem because that time na hokwo beba no mo adwuo mo ho wo a efunu ni si wo mi hu boso ma de funu akosi so da na obi wu a omu nim ko se yare ekun nipa no emre a wawu no e na yare ne pitepete omu kosi funu ho sha asori dem ho so e condition si so na omu te asori dem ti funu no ho wo kokon mo bu be funu to dem ma me fancy he ya. Today, I will answer the questions you sent from last week's episode. I am your preacher, Maame Grace, and I invite you to open your heart and mind as we journey through these mysteries together. And then, me be say niyama nyina sansensem we nyina no. Ye wu a ye kɔ heaven ye chi abosomsem. Nanso na ye sie nipa na wawu no. Ne ya to tiles wo ho. Every year ye dey flowers kɔ akoto so. Efunu no ye so. Ntumi hu. Ye sia ma fe de atwam. Abusia ese efunu ni asori dem asem de ebeka no da foforo na emom enne no ye yi nsem bisa bi ano me ma wakwa ba odokwan so. Abusia enne so ye kwesi ada na enne so ye sua ade foforo hell versus your mind. And I'm asking questions and for tie ebisa bebrebe eno ene makeka abom se mi yi ano na ye part 2 of hell doctrine na ye last week no eno ena meto aso mo anko ababiom din a meje so wo platform we so Maame Grace utumi frame me the prettiest preacher, call me saint osika ubetumi so afre me kasongo babe me ma wakwaba odokwan so na moma ye explore ne hwe niama bi mesremo a Anakan Maxim says wunima obeye e kire say if you know you will become say wunima wobeye know your inner power and you will transform your life. This is what is called consciousness. It's not about chasing anything. Se wunnimu a na wo beba abeye wenti na eye evil se wo be ka kire obi se ma onje ne hundi but onje adefoforo bi e wa abontin endi no nto ne ho ento ntwene no fa ne ho enkoto obi so sa asem wenti na ye abususem se wo be ka sa asem we e de a kire obi. The charismatic and apostolic movement here in Africa, especially Ghana, often preach about hell in a way that instills fear rather than hope. The way omobe ka brunsem jema semachere wo no. Ehu ena wo de benante na anidaso de ubeyi atwachene. They use crusades and altar calls to drive home the message of eternal damnation. But I say to you, let us rise above these doctrines. Embraso say ye peja ye mu e wo sansem we nyina so e na ubewu e na abekọ hell e na abekọ ha e na abekọ ha omu nimpefe se ba bia yedu sesie sa hunu ani ho sa niama ne to atete ne to apa. Let us use our higher mind to see that true heaven is not some far off destination. Eni baby ati baby a wo koto wadwin. Obi o kan sa akire obi akoka chense Maame Grace se wo boa. It is a state of being within you. Eye wo e na do ho beko heaven. Na ye wo na do ho beko hell. Na said the omo kan eye nokore so say ye wo choice. Eye wo na wo be make sa decision no. Wo na wo be ma sa kwan no ama na si. By answering these frequently asked questions about it, we can draw knowledge from faith, theologians, and metaphysics to help our ascension. Let's tackle our first question. Say yetumiti sa niyama we ase a efe ya nsa na ebetumi de sa nkrof asema nkrofo ne ka ene nia yegidi ene nia ewo ho yebetumi di abubom na afa yetumi ate ye ho ase ne yehuni esese ye ene ne esese ye de ese ye gitum ene ne esese ye gitum se ye nsua sa niyama ni yante sa niyama ya so ase a ye besoa de so a ye ni ba bia ye besoe ne sonyanya ama ye komu abu enti moma ye ndi kan emfa ye question a edi kan na ye nhwe. Are there different levels of hell to punish different sins? Ye wo heaven no enkurabata babia obia beko ho according to said dia ne bone etia na eno na me pese ye hwe. Some say that hell is divided into different circles or zones where sinners are punished according to the degree of their sin. And say hell no ye wo mu ahodo. Inti say bi a example o ku nipa e wo baabi a wo beko wo wi ade a e wo baabi a wo beko wo repi obi a e wo baabi a wo beko wa akofo obi yire e wo baabi a wo beko wa wudi nkonkonsa e wo baabi a wo beko abusua say na omo ka na media na omo say media na wo bottom ho no minim number omo be use say omo use school exams de na say air condition numbers na mintumi hu because air condition numbers na ya ba say what they told 16 a wo be de opa what they got to 32 e be normal kakra amount na school de ne de wo de 16 a we the first what they got 32 de ne wan hwe wo be fie kura aduane ya ma bi ni nti minim number omo de be regulate we but whatever it is yes me de ne de be wo ba bi at the worst place no yes e ho na mewo te ho na brodo ni nyina ne agba biscuit agbalika akro ni nyina e ho na meche wo banfo besi ai nkate ayachi abronchewe ni nyina e ho na meche na ma distribute e wo heaven because me de heaven de omo aka kire me se me nkobi nti ma starting show business. This idea many claim comes from some ancient writings. Omo say ade we na e wo where each sin receives a different punishment. Saade we e na ebinum aka asusu ade ato ebinim etirimu na nyankopon no minim so no waye bone da because onyankopon chiri bone e na nyankopon so na ebo bone onye bone da nti oyede na ohu bone no levels a eti na obehu se dia bone ne kase ne te gravity na ewo mu no obe de ehu na ode obi akose dia ne de ne te so onye bone da we de ubisa oye nyame nea ope eno na oye nti moma yemfa ne sa na yemfa nsi ho a. Usually people who preach in buses will be saying that on judgment day God will say alcoholic people mo amono mu biye no mo amono mu nsa no mo yina mo besen kwa ha stand here a shower for prostitutes mo yina mo so mo yina ha am robbers mo yina mo so mo kwa ha. And each will be given a separate punishment according to omo preaching wo baas mu. Omeka so ashawofo gina ha we ja ashawofo no obi agina ha no obi agina omo ya Maame Grace usu gina ha me de me say omo che dipa omo che hell ho 10 kra me nko benya me nko ame de ama me. Ombe ma me special prison wo ho. Na eja na hye me in a grand style. Yet the Bible does not give us any clear indication of multiple circles or zones of hell. Ye ni ewo Bible mu, but ebinumo keka say ewo ho. The Bible treats the entire host of the damned as one mass, sinners and unbelievers who will be cast into the lake of fire. One kase zones wom, one kasa. Na wahu asem we wahu eya na ne kana ayedin. Abusua se wunim Bible from Genesis to Revelations baby a bronsam eku nipa e wo honom a wunim atro e wo comment section ho mame that scripture natural from Noah abere edi besi Rahab mu time edi besi Baal abosom so eye onyankopon ko an wakum nipa o wakum nipa ekum Jesus so aka ho David akokan nipa nyankopon say David no kan nipa no ntena ho nkrofo na innocent people no akokan omo no o say abofo mo ntwese kan si omo so na mu slay omo na omo ku omo nyina nti from Genesis to Revelations mipa mo chawa munim baabi abronsam eku nipa wo ho a ana mo ntwero wo comment section ni mu yen discuss sa asem we why me yi question ano me so me wo question baabi ampo ni wa mehu sa bronsam threaten obi Yesu kura okohia ano no oni ni di nkommo okọ Garden of Eden ni mu so okohia oba no oni ni di nkommo impo obeko Job ho mpo no okobisa permission wo nyankopon ho ansa na okọ so this man is a principal guy o enti me pese me hu se bone be important na bronsam waye ana hwan na bronsam akunu e wo Bible ni mu ama wabere se wo wiase. Although many religious traditions believe that punishment should be proportional to the deed omo gidi se wunduma ho asotwe ena yemfa ama. It appears that most of these teachings were influenced by Greek and Romans. Omo mythologies no eno ena influences asem we nyina. Like the story of Tantalus, who was condemned to endless hunger and thirst in Tartarus rather than by scripture. Consider the words of Revelation chapter 20 verse 14 to 15, where it is declared that death and hell are thrown into the lake of fire. Osi owuo ene brunsam jem yatoato ejansramamu, leaving no room for distinctions among the condemned. Inti sese asem we no se yekeka sansem we si ani a ene na hell no yenhwe ne sen yenti ase sen. Inti no wan kra na differentiate heaven no ochechemu according to obi sin. Sa asem ni basis ne fapem ne farebai no efri hefa we na sese nipa bia adwen sa asem we hu na we na mepese yadwen hu. Nim nipa ko a oteche boni ni mu chiche asem ni mu sen ya ebinum benya kese na ebinum enya kese minim, because man na mama on the basis no mi hu e wo Bible nim. For me, the level of punishment we hear are about human attempt to rationalize what is in truth, a manifestation of low vibration. The negative frequencies that cling to our bodies and souls when we stray from divine truth. Imagine me imagine nie se light wax no wahu se uhu kanea ye wo voltage ahodo se wo so ayi de ayede da no aye different from the wo compound no so no se esum wa ha sesi a na se wo pa matches a e de light bi beba ho, but wo so candle a e de light kese e buru matches na wa pa no so beba ho. Se wo so kanea shade wo mu a ana chargeable light a eno so de kanea different inti ye wo kanea ne hyire no ye wo no ahodo bebre inti se wo so bia ebi buru ebi so. What must say sa na tie na mema wure mfi se energy any frequency no eye light na light nso so eye life bepe so obi ate we ase se wunya ate sa de ma we ase a dan dwene hu se ana won susu se hell esi baabi a eja bi wo ho ubeti sa eja we ase se wote sa eja we ase a se wuko lower ubehu se wo hell uba higher ubehu se wo hell na nye se eye bia bia esi ho a ye bekwa ye de ye niama bekwa akosi ho we na nipa so omo maye nte sa asem we ase da ma wo kakra wanso a na wo ya abaye busuani. Now my question etoso mienu, is purgatory an alternative to hell? Obi ate na nkrofo kra tumi ka me de meko purgatory e na meko ha ne obi e ka bi. Another topic that stirs many discussions in the doctrine of purgatory, a supposed intermediate state where sins are burnt away to prepare one for heaven. Baby wo ho ebinum bekwa akodware no mo akọ heaven inti just a heaven ni mpo no munti o heaven ni mpo no enye ye nyina na ye kosu ya ebinum wo ye ndie ye bekosu ya mi say ndie omo de bekosu ya straight, no ways, no chance said the nkrofo ekikan die, but omo di muso no ebinum bekọ saa purgatory hoi na omo akọ hye omo bone na omo akọdwale wo ho na omo anya kwan akọ heaven. Inti hell no kra according to them enye automatic, ebinum was stop over baby wo ho omo ye transit a omo be hohoro bone na firi omo ho na omo aba. Recently the Pope was recorded to have been taken ill. Omo se wanya meningitis. Anyame na me kon, it was all over news. What was shocking to me was that the Vatican was doing funeral rehearsals instead of performing miracles. So me say, nkrofo na baze no wo ye. Se BBNC ya asoro ho ye sayare bia. Time ye wo critical condition mu ti say coronavirus ni Pope na de ya nka ye behu the show of all shows no. Na Pascal ukoka so a wada ne brunsam. Ye nyina na ye bre o. Ye nyina na ye bre. Se BBNC ya radio fa wo yare we bra diabetes to call ye say fa call bra hey edu de edin a na Pascal nkrofo we a whole bishop, a pope. And meningitis, no more your funeral rehearsals. Instead of performing miracle, I was like, wow. And Crawford, I want to prepare, baby. I will prepare what to home. Almost started yet now. I'm a boy a pump muansa. Then an elder from the Vatican told me that they do that to prepare the administration to be able to continue like a progressive system. And I was like, wow. I told him, I was like, in Africa, we don't plan anything ahead. I'm sorry, to me plan to pay your election. You call your campaigns, I don't pay your planning. Yeah. Hey, some near you. I didn't to me kind of crunch. But also, if the Pope unfortunately dies, and he is found in sin somehow, the Pope knew na who born one he will be purged of his sins and go to heaven. So a binum automatic license to enter into heaven. Heaven na judgment day ni nyamba kra no. Ono se bone won ho a owo bibi a ebeboa no ama no escape hell na wako heaven. O Kristo ni ade a wote hu nanu nie. Se me yo wotanfo de a na me nim nipa obeye wodrofo wasase so. He won't go to hell like others. The Pope will never go to hell like me and you because our baby or mother de bekonomako shine boni yinara e de efiri ne ho. Nti e hoso ebi wotumi e wo ho e che obi aba nti nyankopon pa nie semahu se ebi mu se ayi mama faith o se o ka kire nyankopon so unsi ni mansion wo ne de ye ne nchen chesa aha no onkofo yi wa atena hendo wo ze ye ekoho so wakotena hendo ameme nye dama edwuma I can't. While someone argued that this concept provides hope for eventual salvation, we must understand that purgatory was not established in scriptures. In the Bible, it is not biblical. Adam fu bi ni papa or ye judge. O se mu bi sa Maame Grace Maame say asem we ye biblical na odi tu mi din. Biblical. Any Bible mo. Any Bible mu so who feel say purgatory no wo Bible mu a pope no owu wo ne boni mi kura ye de ne bekọ hɔ akọ page no ne ye de na akọ heaven na bra ne ye discuss it. This is baseless but ye kitamu say twe ya se me ya o se mo ahu se wo hwe na wo hwe me a asori wo kura wo ti achi lo onye nne wo da so te hɔ wo mba wanim wo te wo ne ye kɔfrɛ obi o wo sika onko asori wo hɔ no be che harvest no. Inti wo hwa wo betumi akopa purgatory wo no ma page wo bone no uni Roman Pope mu ye pe asofo no be koda na mu da so te ho we anya bufu asem mu nko bi so mo sa dan e na ebinu mu betumi akohoro mo bone no mo atwamu akọ na ebinu mu ntumi nye sa we ya asem a metwe wadwen agina so. It was some popes who proposed the concept of purgatory. Omo tena se no omo hihye sa nia mayo na omunya chance na omo hihye niama sebe kafra fa che me omunya nsem do nti omo hihye de ebe favor omo e de ka ho na yenko a na bibi kitan ya yenhwehwem enhwe de ebe favor yen eno ani se yedi akire yennue mpo se oh makohu we ye omuma yenhwehwem a ebe dane asem amanfo onya kwan kotena soro ho a omo nsese niama mu maga na da eyo ono anu pope ba ko no sesa ma ni nuamu nyina pope fo nyina se hey yentumi betena no wo ma yenko hell ni bi ye pekwan de bia omo wo kwan se wo quote scripture de ma o Kristo ni se sia o wo kwan o de be defend this scripture no to it's in favor no on dream say asem nya ma mi kan oba wa omo kwotena asoro no omo chiche we it's not biblical but e wo ho e ma manfo kitamo e preach ko. However, the Bible itself offers no evidence of such an intermediate zone. Any Bible mu say woman the platform is open. The true alternative to hell is not purgatory but the transformative power within you. Abusia, you are your salvation. Say yete sa niama we ya say ebeboa ye hu o. Christianity is not for the poor indeed. how can the Pope ebewu woni bonim? Internet say free suru obeg na Christianity is indeed not for the poor. Say you choose leaders wo ho. You choose asofo no wo ho. Amo na mo nka nokore but mo wa sori wo mo nka nokore. Wo mo choose leaders wa sori mpanifo mo choose ohia ni da. We ye nokore trudo so mo mpene ma nka da. Yes, sori ni bi wo kora wo mo nso ebinu asofo a wote ho da no obi bendure ya hye ne sofo ahye ni kunu sofo because of no yi sika akese wo kan ye ma wo nka da eye mobo hell kura hell abrunsan jemu na ye kwose dwe no kura no enkrofo pepe bi papa omo pepe bi omo be hohoro omo ho bone no no mo akọ omo anim pachofa kwa adwindwin. Now let's look at third question. Does God enjoy the suffering of sinners? Unyankopon na niji obonefo ne bre ho ana. Considering how committed Ghanaians are towards God and worship. Erade omo ye me say omo ye faithful. Yesu say me pamoto de amo ye no enye no na make us ye nya kase ye ya ma no de upa umpo ye be ya ma. Ye too loyal. Ye njaida. And comparing that to the level of suffering and threat of hell, it makes people wonder about this question. Because the way ye loyal, ni ye do osom no Africa for any Ghana 43. Nkrofo wonder the entia Onyankopon na ni beji obonefo ho. If your Sunday preacher couldn't answer, I am here for that. Me be answer ma. Sa question na obi sa so Onyankopon na ni ji obonefo bre ho ana. This question has troubled many. Does God delight in the suffering of sinners? The Bible shows two faces of God. Onyankopon nanim eyemienu omo se Onyankopon ye krantenu fenu. Aye. And this has been one of the heavy criticism of Gnostic of traditional Christianity. Gnostics so almost omo ye Christopher. I have done editorials on that. Just go through my videos and learn more about the Gnostics. My year a whole episode, I think 3 whole episodes. Ewo ho no mo. Omo ye Christians so men forget it. And Gnostics no say more where the platform is open. Move to me I share more knowledge about your belief. Na me say ni love e dey akoma Mr. Sedo Boko oba na oni yen be share knowledge ni bi. Nti Onyankopon na ni gi obonefo bre e ho ana. Bible aka say na ni gi obonefo wuo hu. Then so abonefo wo hell, abonefo so wu ana ewu nti enkofo bisa say onyame na ni gi abonefo wuo hu ana. At times, the God of the Bible appears full of wrath. Ready to condemn. Obekumu sesi a medi mi Nyankopon no yoja. Ba obehyew. While at other moments, he is the loving father, longing for his children to return to him. Enu krenti ne hiana ma obewu ye. So which is which? Edienya, what is that? Edien na Nyankopon we ope. Eno all can we no san ka we. One evidence suggests that God takes no joy in the condemnation of sinners. It's biblical. Sa Nyankopon we. The bia or ye two-faced. And so Nyankopon ye the same today. And ra any ende on sesada. But this same God is saying, he said, or ye two-edged sword. Mema remfi so Nyankopon numpo. Oti akonya mienu so. Inti no jini sa bron Nyankopon no ana ye bronsam. Me ke me ma abunfu e question na me bisa. E ma abunfu. Or say I am the Lion of the tribe of Judah and he is the lamb of the world. Na lion ni odwama de ensonsono ye be na wo we mu lion any odwama. Nkrofo we said great difference o. Ana me badam. Do you think about this? Eno Nyankopon kuro ya ye kana asemi so otena konwa mienu so. He sits on the judgment throne and the mercy throne. So which is which? Nyankopon ono ana ya bronsam. Nyankopon ye nya na ya bronsa ya na enyame ana Nyankopon bi ti baabi. We na ya asama ye koso de bi a ye bisa. We na ye pese ye hu. Se wo ye osofo na so me nya nka wo fa sa niama we na wa start na wo kire ye. Onipa wo ya adekoro. Won sesa afehwehwe wo akonwa kora wo to so kora ye mienu. Nti ade na ma wo ya adekoro no. Can we actually get into these things and get understanding of it? Or your loving father? Or sans obeku we or some mama mofra no kwan no mu nyina bra me nche na wenu mu say no sra hin man no eyo omo dia enso o say omo kọ rehab kromu a omo ku obi ya mofra nyina ne mpani no omo ku omo mo mu nje nipa ba akopo nti abofra no ne crime eye den Mama Ezekiel 18 or say God declares, do I take any pleasure in the death of the wicked? Onyame no obi say asemi ansa ne ye de. Rather, he is pleased when they turn from their ways and live. We nti ena obewu ye e de beje ye nkwa. Nti hell is ho ye de. Hell is ho je de. If you are a Christian and you devote your life to worship, and you hear this, you will give away all your money to tithe. Say, onyankopon se na ninje obonifo ewuo ho. Enti wu. But what about the days he goes on a killing spree and asks for war and killings? Se mun ku ba alaboso mun nyina. Omun nyina oku omo ama omo chance. O say ayi no abre susuo no mu fam krofo ni nyina. Omu nyina ye fa omu nyina ahwem ye de koye David akokan ni po so mun slay ni pa utu ahanita oku omo rough omo se so ala ye bone na David akọ abusa akọ abusa o se mun san ni pa numu mame ansama mensu ato na rispamba obatan ba ko ne mamienu ho na Mephibosheth de na patch ne ba fe asem ni mu no. If a God outside yourself delights in anger, and other times he is loving, that should remind you of your character as a human being. That may be that God has human qualities. Or say ye and ye bufu, ye ni ye bojo. Into onyankopon o ye nipa na Bible so can plain. Or say onyankopon ye nipa anyway di atron so twentro bebre ekoso wa ha. E question na me bisa wo. Nti me ma abufu de enya ubenya blood pressure. Ubenya cardiovascular diseases. So we are ubufu bebra. It's not good at all. Nti ama ubufu Mami Grace. Na emum tie dia make na ye hu bibi. In fact, we dey only hwe abaye kra da dwen ho. Na wo ye nipa. Wo na toda utumi ubufu. Na toda wo bojo. Na onyankopon so onye nipa. Aden na all exhibiting these characters. And then your loving father. Ochina say nyegbe ame. Ni ekum nipa iko. Maybe you should rather look for your God within to see where you have similar attributes as that God. Nti bia sa nyame ya ye ken eye wow. Some kokasa wa na wo ye nyame na omubu befu nti bia nyame ya ye ken eye wow because all these qualities ni ade ameken na egenipa na exhibit sa suban we. God is not a man onu wetwantro nso so atemi enkoso wa ha the same today, tomorrow and forever. And so nyankopon say or two-edged sword or tanakonya mercy throne so or sanso te or judgment throne so or your lion or san yo guama so ye the same lion ni oguama so wo ye same nti yemfa ne say I believe that God, our inner God, does not desire for us to remain trapped in lower vibrational state and no ne hela Yanyankasa yesuni ye ban ye humhum na ti ye mu no empe the place that we might call hell enu na wo ye mu a ompe wahu understanding we na eni ho ina ebinu ayama Bible na ye so nasty oni knowledge no oni understanding no and ogina ho na Bible say and na Bible say because opportunity is given. We don't want to understand say half knowledge is so terrible. Eche bibi e wati asefo asase so onte Bible na say on fa nto ho so na translating the to say ye graphic eno na yatimi ya ebri we ni kasa bebrebe yo. You see hell, you see how they are describing God. Is it not you human being ye na yebufu ene ye bojo enye ne ye wo akoma hyehyew ne ye wo akoma adu nti ye ni nyame ye pe ono so so anya ma no nti ahei how do we calculate this mienwe hwe Bible ne translations ne de ahom te papa to me gina hot tie wo radio so hwe the way a radio a whole radio now Instead, he encourages us to rise, to use our higher mind to overcome the negativity that holds us captive. Someone who said, I just don't understand why a dear simple way, a black man full of knowledge, or see on tea a dear way, I say, chin, hell is baby, my oko. They see 1 hour cock, I say, well, in Shishayana, woman. When would she say, well, we are sure as a oko heaven. Ah, young question 4. Will many people go to hell? Bibi sao. Young no so swear. Young Revelations chapter 7 verse 4. And I read, and I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 from all the tribes of Israel. Omo ko heaven. Ghana nkwa ye buru 33 million so. It is 144,000 across omo yi wa hampo a. Hey lawu. Mi ale ilaka shi abi fita me. Heaven. I hear me ye je me kokoko. This verse is often interpreted as a specific group of people who will be taken to heaven. I'm out scripture no. And I'm a kind of. Yen we anum be a translate. And they call no more believe this or no more the tribe of Israel. Into a no beko. Into one Israel for tribe of Israel. Ni na what we are seeing now. Omo crass omo you know omo do 144,000. Yeah, I can answer you free. Oh, ready. Uje denje unkwa. Ghana mpo, 33,144,000 people. And I could be no so afa no mo so translating it differently. I have hosted many guests on my show who have argued that nobody will go to heaven apart from the 144,000. Mahwe baby I will show you so. As of 2023, the population of the world is 8.062 billion. As at 2023, Ominia. Indeed, your trust are 144,000. I'm not doing man. Move on, Chemi. Another year could be asking and all more casem. Another young couple sent table space into when we say we are saying about the door to say, oh, young couple bet you to that. Does that mean all of these people are going to hell? Hey! How does theology justify these wicked doctrines? It be some question. How do you justify this kind of wicked doctrines? Intimo mama sumunyo me. Omu wi ano maka say ekwan ketwa ne na ekọ ehiri ko nyame akwam na ekwan kese ne kwoburu nsam. They knew what they were doing. Adenti na onyankopon onim a wabo wi ase mo na mo kan ye. Obo wi ase no so ye nkọ na ye nkọ dore na ye ncha asase so ma. No san be ma ye 144,000 so mbekọ heaven. No mo maka ni nyina bekọ buru nsam gem. Ade na nyankopon no wanum kolos ana. There are verses such as Matthew chapter 7 verse 13, which warns, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and the broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. How can you tell me this? Like, it's like, what was he talking to little children without brains? What boriasi? We say yembe dorini and shots as isuma. And away 144,000 people as of 2023 no ye over 8 billion. And I was about to Matthew chapter 7 verse quina ye de ko hell no ye kakraka. What are they talking about? What does it mean? At na judgment day no so nyamba you. Inti ade no di susu nyame nim ne oye. No nim say wiase be ye nsemmoni sei. Na wo nipa kura wo be ya wawo na onye kura se de bia wo ono nkasa mpo nso de bia wo hwe se wa be fia beda wo hwe se wa be didia na nyankopon. How can you tell me this? This seems to imply that many will burn in hell. Adiye according to this Bible no it say bebre na be hye we yi nipa omo be ko ne dada nti wo ma ye tena ha ye den yi nkrofo na hye ye mpra ko ada na we see at times nyankopon nim ne oye. Nemre pamuno ni nipa ntiase na oye. Nemre pamuno ye wanwa na oye. Hey! Monje hu why? Mo de monje hu, mo de mo ye ya mi wi a, mo de monje hu keke ma me. Nipa we nyina abeshi. If we accept biblical shortfalls, it might seem that most of humanity will face eternal torment in hell. Sa no person church say wiase nyina. Na wo a wukuro mu bola aye hama. So omu yi 144,000 they akọ heaven and power. Who did say obekosho bola de da mo ye in futuro dust. Hwe anke ye beko bi. Ombe yi America fo ombe yi Elon Musk mo. Ombe ko ayi purgatory ho no makodware ewie no na ehwa ye ayema ye ndu hopo. But I ask you to consider the possibility that such an interpretation is a distortion designed to instill fear, because it doesn't make sense to me. Say as at 2023, over 8 billion people na nyame obo wiase onim ahyase enim awieye ayi 144 people so omo no mo beko heaven. Nti ade na oma ye worship no, because omo mo beko no unim dada. Nti ye worship no wouldn't matter. It wouldn't make sense to you. Why are you deceiving us in worshiping you? Catholic for no mudi Christianity. Edebrem. Omo bru 200 million people. And a hokra no 144 record. Hey! On a more serious note, I don't care how much you hate me as a pastor, but just listen to this and think about it. The best you could do to people is to free. Me omu lose omu inner powers. Na omu nie ni daso obi omu ni di baby asoko. Munhu omu mobo kakra. Na edin. Na fear. Wa asema omu ken. Asema omu ken. Because how do we calculate this? Say ya ma pope baby. So onko ohoro ne ho. No ntumi nko heaven a. Unim how many people omo so omo atwere omo din wo mu so omo nko ohoro omo ho e purgatory ho no omo nko. Wo betumi akọ ohoro ho ho bi. Say ma gba Catholic fo ne number atwere. Google Anglican fo so number na hwe. Na 144 na eko. No wasan aka so say ekwan ne ye kwan pa cho. Mama scriptures o. Revelation chapter 7 verse 4. Maka kire mu na masan so amamu Matthew 7 verse 30. Enu mpo de ye New Testament. Nti de omo twere no ho na omo toato aso. Na yesu ye di so ne ye koto. We don't want to think. Asema me draw attention abaso yi. Bone bem pa na wa asem we mu. The true message, abusia, is that hell is not a physical place of endless fire. It's not like that. But a state, a low vibration, a negative frequency of our human body and soul. That is what is called hell. It's a state of mind. Where from all these things these people are writing. When we allow fear, anger, and despair to dominate, we create our hell. Sani ya mami yensa we so wo bi mu a ontumi nya hwema ne ho. Wo betumi aye basa se hu ebehye wo mu a. Obi eni wo tumi create bibi a owo sa state ya meka ye emu. Ti ne ye ka se ho ye hell. Sebe ka fra facha me. Sani ya ma we behye wo so a wan hwa na wa ye useless. So the warning is for the majority to work on their spirituality and vibration to be in tune with positive frequency and attract good things. This is hell and heaven. We abedane asemwa ma obi ko heaven motumi eko ton ne dan. No kwasem e womu ni se bebre nya ready so omo be ye omo ho adwuma. And even when you are preaching consciousness to them, na ebi ashada brandi omho no mo use words we hu na hu no obi adi akire wo be kwa de okan no ko no waye ama asema me ni wo kan nyina wo pe na obetumi aye bibia ma hu wa na obetumi aye bibia ma hu to we na me kasa bebre no esese yetumi sesa yesuban se yempe hela ese yesesa yesuban ekuro na yetumi kura ya ne hell bola efi and draw bibia ntokwa everywhere. Pollution. Ahana na ye making hell. Yenya so ye betumi ama aha ye heaven. Said ye dwane ko abrochire na ye hu a ye se glass nko an. Yenhwe question 5. What is the universalism of ascension? And also to saying, this theory is associated with collective consciousness and group ascension. When all people find their higher selves and ascend beyond the 3D to a higher spiritual level. how nice and anka we beye ke wiase na beye fine obi ade da wa omfa wo de ye den ye nananom abreso omo nto omo punu obi ade da ho obi mfa obi board de to me bresa na obi akwafo no watwa na ode abre no sisi yen abreso akutu esi forest thick forest mpo enso because that forest go na esi na so obi bekwa akowia anu ba bia ye wo. Is that possible? This has been the hope of many gurus and masters, that truly there will be an age when the entire universe will journey its consciousness to higher worlds and leave the 3D behind. Is this possible? Maybe I'll be a consciousness, and so consciousness ni nara. Be ye saying na saying beba also, be ye saying na saying beba also, be ye saying na saying beba also. In consciousness and blood. If you are conscious, you will find it difficult to even hurt a fly. Abrofonia conscious, no, so they even have laws for more and in we are here preaching consciousness. And we are saying we are conscious. We are funny. Eddie, consciousness na ye ni na ye pani ama ye pa hoden ye bewe bia basa wukroni. I want you to share your thoughts on this. Do you believe this is possible, that a time will come I be kwakwa to say ye mfo obi ade obi a mind ni business obi a consciously we are living together na in twene ndo wane nyina adodo asrade te say de awokwa abrochire omo ne na enam ho no ka bo omo kora ifuru no kora wo freedom obeda ho apro obi enkofa aha de bi unipa kora wada kora ye beku na abo wonam ho. Some religious scholars and theologians also hold the belief that after the period of punishment in hell, all souls will eventually be saved. So what's the point here? This is the doctrine of universalism. Just say the ebekos will be at the end of the day, all souls will be saved. And what I mean to mean to say, because you are in body ninko, ye so na konti so no na ekofa janimu na abin e ye gold ye de koye jewelry ye de fa janimu na na ye nsuo wi na ye ni jewelry na fe ade no. Is that what we are saying? A question na me be so. However, the Bible is clear. Hell was created to be occupied. It is a realm for those who have sinned. Bible anka say obi be ko hell no we pie firi ho. Or say ho no omo abonefo na betina ho. Inti ehefa na this theologians so ko fa asa doctrine so e dey free. You see the confusion. We na me pese yin na ye draw your attention braso. Inti abusia sa theologians omo so ko fa omo asem yi dey free he. Say omo be kwara nso omo so preach universalism. Ebinum so dey omo preach this hell group yai. According to the religion of Christianity, even good people who have not been born again in Christ might find themselves in hell. Meboa, I am the way. Many a kwan no kra ne nkwa obi nkwa eja no ho age onam so. Ti omo so omo de ne se wona wo papa yete se dien. Wonko ade se wafa Yesu. Omo so omo de a omo preach ni. And yes abronsam jem. Not because of lack of goodness, but because they have not embraced the light of salvation. Inti nyesa omo de omo nya boni bia o na emom no omo anje Kristo anye omo kraje nkwanti bronsam jam straight Christianity no omo so omo de enie omo preach ni. It be like say these people no intentionally they won't make this thing impossible for everybody, because baby omo to bomb. This is a troubling thought. But it is a call to awaken. No, yes, our investigation way. We must not allow ourselves to be lured into a false sense of security. And say a massa coin. Momo yana me kind scriptures me no na me dia ma no baby o say e kwan bebre na ya ya me say Christopher mum na be ko hell. Cause Ghana nko akra omo ye 70%. Nti ya ya nko bi ya ya no 8 years for le ya nya ya se ya nye Christopher no ya mum na ye be 14,000 no. Omo mum na omo ye millions. Aya na ya yam so mum na omo be ko bronsam jim. The way I omo calculation na me so be ya me calculation ya hwe yo. Adan na mo be ka sa asem we e de akire nipa. We must not allow ourselves at all. Nsese ye masa akwan no. Our destiny is determined by our choices. Inti moma ye a greater choice. And we must choose the higher path. Don't throw yourself away. This is what I'm preaching to you. Your higher self is what I'm preaching to you. Because in some way, does it make sense? Theological leaders preach these things. And when I talk, they say I'm opposed to them. One can say, wow, some make any scriptures. Does this make sense? How can you tell me this? But Mr. Wo, I'm brase kwanso. One kasa calculate ade amede ama wunyina na hye. Sa asem ya me kenti se ye koya chi kakra na ye hwa na ayeden. Asem ne nsisi so. Nti mo ma ye nhwe we keke. Because abusuya ade a hell ni heaven ye na no ye din o. Why Mr. Mo ana mo sesen? We so me yenka. Asem ati say me yenka. Yenka ya no ntum. Ye fancy we. Afa ye nto aso ye nhwe question 6. Where is hell located? Hell nankasa e wo hefa. The media propaganda is very powerful in that sometimes you will be watching news and will see a story of people mining and somehow they come across people crying and screaming in the ground below. Making people attach a physical location to hell. Inti sadi say na just why hell? Why hell ana? Inti hell anka say wo hefa. Patroni baby a hell watch or comment section. This question is important. Especially if you are deeply rooted in religion, you get to a point in your belief that you feel hell is a place you take a bath to. A binumu dream say hell no, e wo ho mo beko heaven so wo ho mo befro bath o mbeko. E bi abode tato ho. Ye nyina aye bo nyame mpa ye say beduru oni nyina eti nkwam ni yenhwe. Number some of us we will take him on by heart. I say ye to me ye bibi na nkrofo bi hu se kuro no emu efukuro emu nyefo sa amra wom. Kofo nim say bi mo befo bas. O mo akọ hell, ebi so akọ heaven. All serious theologians have claimed that hell is a place of torment, a separation from God that causes a spiritual agony far worse than any physical pain. Ejana be hye wo hell ho no, hye wo no mbe ne wani da so nhye so. Na hell ho no so kra ye kwa ye mfa honam nko. Na life no so aye de kɔ no eja. Nti minim de nti eja ahigya. Ho no obi so mo be explain a. Eno so be ye wo. Che asem na nkasa enkasen ka tekrema. Na so ye ni ho kwan so se ye ka ho asem. Ba bi a ya bedui before eda so ti ade we hu twe ne sra ne abasa wokoka wada ne otanfo woda wo dem kra ono omo bepe wekum edio. Oh my God. So mwankasa asem we am okay ye. This is what they evangelize day and night, screaming that hell is real, as in a real physical place. Ebi kra say ade e wodin bia wo ho, into the fact that e wodin na wo he location no wo he. To me, it is not merely about burning flesh. It is about eternal isolation from divine love. This separation, abusia, is what I truly call hell. The state of being trapped in low vibrations. I know that my friend say hell, where the soul is cut off from its true inner light. And until na ya mi bisa say Christopher mum ne beko hell ana, because omo na omo abeye soulless, because you donate your soul, you don't have soul anymore. And when you donate your soul, you detach from your spirit. Muma yenhwehwe asem we mu ye. Muma yenhwehwe asem mu ye papa. We necessary ye focus wo so. People are living in real psychological distress and suffering from all sort of depression because of hell. The power you give to your mind to withstand earthly shocks and allow your right brain to have control over your life is what matters in the metaphorical sense of heaven and hell. Please, pastors, we are begging. Start giving this knowledge to your people. Men deprive you of bibia like that. So we member no so mesra wa dwen na sa da ni duru honom a uhu pastor. Bible kura can plain or say salvation is individual. You cannot blame anybody. You cannot blame anybody for your predicament. Mesra wa na rehododo. Say niyama we nyina wo wumu na wunim. Na wo say nye wonye obi a na wo twen na eye wo mpo say place ni si ho a wo beko. Ehin na location no wo mesra wa me pa wo cho we ye question. Bisa wo sofo gada courage na bisa wo sofo why? Na ye wo tight na ama wa ye obi ebi nya adwuma da. O se me bo a mo mbeka story no nka na adwuma wa ye no show tight. On show tax payers ayi ni ye hwe. Nkrofo ye adwuma wa so ko bebre kro mo chia social security ma. This is how wicked the thing is. Then deprive members no freedom wahana omo chese wunim se hwesu ni ba bia. Now let's look at the seventh question. Is hell a party? And a party place? Someone once said that if all the great musicians who died are in hell, and all the beautiful Ashawo girls are in hell, apart from Rahab is all there. Na Ashawo di ba low nti wanko or ye saved. Sankrofo nyina so mo wo hell ho. Ashawo for na kani na wo hell. The musicians ni na obi be se Bon Mali ene Lucky Dube culture no mu nyina. Hey! Michael Jackson mu nyina. E ba fe gbeye. And the place will be filled with drinks and junk foods. Then hell feels like a really fun place to be. Mo ya ma hell no krampo aye better. Imagine say me tutu suya wo jadum. E ho nya fe na akoso video say wo hye. Nti suya no fire aboa no wo chi nantwie na wo de na muje ni mu ana abe na wo twe na wo hye ko. Hey! Ade ba asem nie. Now for say heaven hell no wo hosta na nkrofo wo egu santi mu say nka ye mfa kwan bi so dum gya no. E be fa kwan bi so dum ne ken aneke. Ye be dum ho aye ho fan ma mu nyina ma pre ho no mo aba. Imagine Bob Marley, Michael Jackson and Muhammad Ali in hell playing a free show. Na boxing e koso. Imagine the way e ho no be joyous. Na ejaso na wo ho ye wom ni abenko. Ni ye wom. This is because the theological community tells us that these popular people and their culture are all satanic things. When you listen to rap music, they say it is for Satan. Inti nkrofoni bi so omo ko hu nyame a no omo eja acting no omo eja enwom to because andwom no ye abonefo andwom. We all have sex. Ye nyina ye have sex. Nso obi to sexual song a ye embrunsamsem. I don't understand this. We all love people, but obi to odon dwoma ye bone. Just a yesu wudo ya ode the same odona. Nso ka se Maame Grace ni do ye no de ye secular song ye wo eniama ni bi ha dwen. Nso we o meka nyina wedding na so they will play the same secular song there. Some musicians so be donate am asore na they will still take it. Am robber ye bone but ni sika enye bone wa asore dem da. Your problem is so. Now what am I even saying? I am saying let's calm down and restructure. Me mama dane brunsam. Oh, we are saying you cannot deprive people from everything like that. Omweni anje wa ha, omu ko so ahwe ni wo, ede na wo awaye. Eduru wo so obi entumi ntwon, no ntua wo ka wo ho. Ti ne krakra ne sen. Bibia ye bone. Ti obi amabe Kristoni, eja acting, na amabe Kristoni, mabe so fu meja enwum to. Lord Kenya me twen no wa ba beto nwum ni biu. Ansa papa for yampo nsa okọ ya wasan abeto. Enwum odon nwum bone be na ewum. Unyina mo nya sokode. Ha. Ade nhwehwe nim kura ni. And that brings the connection for people to start asking about how fun this hell of a place will be. Obey the time. Are there big clubs and stadium concerts? Abaya. Because a clubs ni na ya even ti ebe wo ho. Will to park be there? Hey! No abodi do kunu no atie na so na chi. Ni eni ye kọ no. Ebeye the time. I pray say Tyler Perry be wo ho. because ono the story ni the a bomb. Or better on the story because I like his stories. To gidi so obeho because ono onchro Christopher we ochro we as in the can obe ba betwa stories ni so ono wachro. The stories ye shege. And I like it. Omu nyina be work on movies no so imagine. On one hand, the scripture paints a picture that hell is not a place where appetites are fulfilled, but where full consciousness and memory bring about relentless pain. Even the demons suffer there. While describe hell, what am. Yes, these theologians are telling us that all our favorite songs and musicians are in hell. So maybe the pastor needs to find another way of putting fear in the heart of the church instead of saying that all nice cultures are hell-bound. Because I didn't know can moankasa to me. Say monshe. I sorry them na music papa nankasa. Now someone will say mu you to know. Say no more the rap ne edi na beshe gospel. The same vibration, the same frequency, the same drummings, the same light, the same guitar, the same organs, the same bibia ne wo. Just that the same undumna no more to just put Jesus in it and it is fine. Does this make sense to you? Does this make sense to you? Asemi ya mi ken misra wa wo de ma bu mfu. Baba e ma binu. E ma binu o. E ma bu mfu. Now the adwin asemi ya mi ken ho hwe. Say enye correct ana. Our theologians need to wake up to the new age of knowledge. Yes, Ramu Papa. Because everything has changed. Even the church itself has changed. Microphones, everything has changed. Messages affected this era. Awakening is everything important to us. If we want Africa to liberate itself, this is where we should start from. These are some of the changes we have to make. Because Mwankasa sorry down across say mo tiles, mo put all sort of effort, mo person looking beautiful. Now so the message need the same. Why? Hell stands as the single most powerful force that converts people to religion. Enupeu hell pe. Senya hell nipa bekwanka nipa wo ho ye den. Nso ade eni ho. Hwa asema ye nua tontodike ebisa ewo ni social media platforms. This is a lady who goes to church. No matter how you see, no matter how you donate or penkola or show or ye niama mom, she question obisa. She question be ye jase mu be lusu ha, e lusu hoso. Na uya hu hia na enye nti mesra mu we de mu bra fom papa na munya hu bibi. Cause mu anka sampo mu si de bia nya me ya de foforo. Osese niama mu. Then a message ni ti de tia. But saying things that even the Bible has not said about hell and using nonsensical doctrines to justify the fear of hell must be stopped. Because Bible crank can't say be mama mu bebree. Everything they are saying is not biblical. Contradicted. Mama yem bra from ni ento ye boas ni yen hwe se ni amemu mesra mo. That if you share Maame Grace kura obekoburu nsam de mintumi ntia say why edi enkura ne kura any sesesen so hwe me obekọ hell. We are in the age of ascension. Fraudsters and scammers are all singing gospel songs because anu no bia person ote. Murderers and evil people are all in the church paying tithe because he can't de anya evil abayi 4 tithe in force of obeji. Bronsam tight and force of obeji. Aden. Ibisam say Aden. Why are we like this? Maybe we should refine our doctrines and update the books on theology instead of attacking those of us who have put ourselves to enhance consciousness. Ade we mu manya bibi. Ebinumu yebio, ebinum ani aba omo ho so. E di nokore so omo yebi. Ebimu nso se da. Mwa usade ye so. Teteneni a new opportunity, a new books to be read. This opportunity is there. My young grabbing and making changes. Yen better your continent, no. When you kasa bebre yo, I'm mini muti. Abusiamu my young care about souls. As of for yes, Ramo. Care about souls. My young care about souls. In my understanding, hell is not a literal out of fire. It is a manifestation of the lower vibrational state of our human body. This is it. This is simple. Obronia kolampo etiweyase. Think of it as the negative frequency, a condition we impose upon ourselves through fear, anger, and ignorance. This is the hell. Ignorance is the darkest hell. Fear is dangerous hell. And anger is the dirtiest hell. This is what we have to deal with. I say you do away with ignorance, because some of the things we exhibit on social media in the name of heaven and hell, Bible say, why are you giving us date? Me say ye pile videos neguho. Say Danny Drew. We will take some people to court for putting fear in our children. We are tired. These 3 things here may be bossy. And then the dangerous thing. Say you focus on so. Be anywhere change a hell chance. I often compare the state of heaven and hell to the 2 hemispheres of the brain. My a full episode about the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. The left side representing our rational mind and higher consciousness is like heaven. That is the right one. And when you the wo, no nipa da seni. You were born free. Your growth is free. And then woni baby a wo be ko na wo hwehwe baby a wo be ko. Esa wo ye bibi ansa wakọ. Wa neglect wo ho. Chase the wind. Minua, we ni kasa bebrebe no. We any kasa bebrebe no. It is where Christ sits at the right hand of the Father. My way a whole episode. When they say Christ sits at the right hand side of the Father, it's talking about the right hemisphere, the right side of the brain. A fully conscious being. A place of balance, wisdom, and divine insight. Into so when who drew na for ignorance, fear no. Na anger then about balance so na be replace it with wisdom, divine insight. Hell is not anywhere you are going, but within you. So deal with it. The right side, when dominated by negative emotions and lower vibrational energies, becomes a reflection of hell. Into all these things, is in you. And amanipa brakasa ama wrinkles okurebe nipanim. I encourage you, abusia, to cultivate your higher mind. Way na me preach amount. I don't have anything I'm selling to you. Increase your vibration through prayer, meditation, and conscious living. Oka prayer manka mandoro brosh kato ya baba. There's nothing in it. Pure foolishness. Facha me. Sorry. But what has it done for you? Okay, no, you're now anything. Who background and can catch it. You say, oh, what there be sorry now? Can't what tones smack out. You don't know how to be so. Or better. Why are we behaving like this? Reject the dogmatic teachings that use the concept of hell to control you. Because all this hell and heaven thing is just nothing but a control mechanism. A tool, I control the masses, Instead, understand that you are an inner God until this happened. A being capable of creating your reality. This is beautiful. This is what I want to see. This is what I'm preaching. I plead all pastors will take upon themselves to preach these messages to the people. When you choose to live in the light, when you nurture your inner divinity, you avoid the hellish realities that are born of low vibrations. This is simple. Heaven and hell. Eduro, the audibeku, the audibepe, ope hell, the audibecona mediamawi, ope heaven, the audibecona mediamawi, ope so free hell, the audibe free one mediama, a dear biom, and a woshe. Ah, yen festica and talk more dear. Ye di nyansa nim dear, and ye di talk mu adie. Abusia. Jacob kosum wona asifie na omo age ne mbo yi na omo ko omo ma ne kala ba ko no wo hu se oyedan enye nimdie no konyo sinsin dia disi wo sesan akala ne bi enye nimdie ne ye pursue heaven o hell o eye knowledge pursue it, know it, na fe choose the way I will make a right choice, because hell o heaven o eye wo choice memo bia enfe hu bia enhye wo mu. If you are a theologian and you are watching me and you feel you have something to say, the platform is open. Abusia, so hello. Papa she ne kan obeka o mi show so. Or say o kan hello, I will free hell. Into kan hello, say hello. Direct translation. Abusia, obeka no mi show no so na mi so me ka bi. This is hell, this is heaven. They are all within you. You decide, you choose whether obema aha aye adwuma anase aha aye adwuma. The choice is yours. This is consciousness. This is awakening. This is the era. Work on your inner God. If you want peace, work hard and you will get there. Shalom. Peace.